Weapon rarities, I want to discuss that for a little bit, because I really, really, really like that. I actually do. Because, again, in BO3 zombies, you know, you spin the box a bunch of times, you get your dingo, you get your one LMG or your, you know, whatever, the Ray Gun Mark III and go rod or whatever, and then you're just done.
Yeah.
And that's it. Mm-hmm. You can never take I like this because you can actually kind of take a risk in saying, like, should I trade in my gun to try to get a higher rarity? Because can you still get the same gun out of the box? If you're holding it?
Mm-hmm. Because it has different rarity, different attachments, all that. The thing I like is they mentioned, it's like, sure, you have an epic Magnum, but you pull at SMG. Do you want to trade the epic Magnum for SMG because you know you prefer SMGs, or do you want to keep the gun that's inherently better?
See, it offers a lot more, like, options. That's what I really like.
You want me to read it off? So, like,
you can read off the general.
Weapons come in 5 tiers of rarity: common / loadout, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. So, I mean, I hate to say it, but like Fortnite.
Yeah,
it's exactly like Fortnite.
It's literally just like
Each tier increases the damage done by those weapons and will also determine how many randomized attachments will come along for the fight. For example, an uncommon weapon will feature around 50% damage boost over its loadout version and comes with just 2 attachments, while the legendary version kicks that up to roughly 300% damage and comes stacked with 8 attachments. And then they did mention what they said later about if you get the Magnum or whatever. Where does that say? It says, this creates a new strategy to keep in mind. Well, here, I'll read it. Weapon rarities make wall buys in the mystery box. Got a problem?
Just keep going.
Okay. They also say weapon rarities make wall buys in the mystery box even more worthwhile in Black Ops Cold War by giving players more options in any given game. Buying your favorite weapon off the wall is now different every time with random attachments thrown into the mix, and the mystery box actually increases its odds of rolling high rarity weapons as the rounds get higher. So basically, the further you get into the game, you'll get higher chance of getting like epic and legendary.
And that makes it to where, like, in late game, if you pull, there's still chances you're going to pull an uncommon, but that's going to be extremely unlucky. But if you do, you're just like,
okay,
you gotta take
like that.
Also, that's good because if you bleed out, I'm assuming, the bleed out mechanic is still here.
Probably, yeah.
And if you come back, you still have a chance to get a decent weapon out of the box.
I hope to God it's not like BO4, because if you died, there is no consequence.
Yeah.
Because perks did jack shit other than you need quick revive for the faster regen, which is like 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
You come back with all your weapons. Why? Infinite Warfare did that good because you had to buy you had a limited amount of time and you had to buy them back for 2,000.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I thought Infinite Warfare did that really well. Yeah, BO4.
Because you had to survive. They gave you like a little bit of a grace period to run and get them. Mm-hmm. But and then even though you get them, you're kind of in a bad spot because the spawn area on IW is not the best place to just chill.
Map, they put it's a hard place to get out of if you because it's in the middle. There's not really a way you can train out of it. Mm-hmm. You just got to make sure that you're either your teammates are doing it, are covering your back, or you have to do it whenever it's safe. But you also have a limited amount of time, so it's like risk and reward. Reward, you get your weapons back. Risk, you go down again and you die.
Plus, like they said here, it gives more incentive to hit the box later in the game because early in the game, let's say, I don't know, just using past Call of Duties, let's say round 3, I get a Galil out of the box. Well, the Galil in past games would be like, okay, sweet, I don't really have to hit the box that much anymore. Mm-hmm. But now I'll get a Galil and it'll be like a common or an uncommon, so it'll only be useful, say, until I don't know, round 10, and then I need to get something better, which I like.
Yeah, now there's no more I have my dingo, and I could spin the box for a better weapon, but I have a dingo.
Yeah, so
once you get a certain weapon, you don't have any incentive other than if you die and you lose it.
Yeah, which, we'll still have that here. But, if you get a legendary,
But it'll be really rare,
Yeah, once you get to legendary, though, you're not going to really care.
That also is cool, because, say if you're playing with your friends, and, if you pull a legendary weapon, then that just kind of brings back the old box days of, first hit, got the Thunder Gun. Yeah. Stuff like that. It makes it even more exciting.
Now, you get they didn't say, but is the Wonder Weapon a rarity?
I was wondering that.
I'd say the Wonder Weapon's its own base thing.
I think in the trailer, I think the mystery box has a kind of color to it.
Yeah, it has a color to it.
Mm-hmm. Which I think the guy got it out of the box and it was orange because of legendary.
Well, I bet it is just legendary.
Yeah, I think it is.
Do you think it's going to be 9 where you to get the weapon because in the in the achievements that I read off, it said you had to free the D machine, which is the die machine. That's why it goes with the map name. It says you have to free it. He pulls it from the box. Do you think we have to do a sort of thing like how in 9 you had to get the Venom, put it on the box, and then your next spin was guaranteed to be the Scorpion?
Yeah. I bet what it's going to be is, because I'm assuming, like every Easter egg is, now it's going to involve the Wonder Weapon, which I think is good to integrate the Wonder Weapon. So I would say it's kind of like what you said. If you want it early, you have to craft whatever or do whatever and put it on the box or do something to build it. But if you just want to hit the box, it's probably going to be a legendary gun. So you can, you'll wait till like, say, I don't know, round 25, 30 when you can get that out of the box or have a high enough chance to. And then you get it from the box and you get to go from there.
Now, you probably won't want to get a legendary weapon early because your points.
Yeah.
Which I hope the point system's the same. Have they said it's the same?
They haven't said anything about
or
the points.
Or the same. Not the same. We want like BO4.
Yeah.
Not BO4.
I was about to say I want BO4.
I don't inherently have a problem with BO4. It just made it changed the entire flow. Instead of getting an SMG, you got a shotgun. And like shotgun, you did more damage, but you got less points. That was a trade-off for you. Shotgun. Exactly. SMG, you did less damage, but you got more points. That was a part of the, risk and reward.
Yeah.
Plus, all about making choices, and everything has a consequence.
Back to Wonder Weapon being in the box and being legendary. If it is, say, legendary, and it goes with the odds of a legendary weapon, you can save money on box spins and spend less time at the box because you're like, it's round 10. I probably am not going to get it out of the box.
That's true.
So I'll be able to wait later and then be like, okay, so round 20, now I'll start hitting the box because now I'll start getting better odds.
Yeah.
Obviously that'll affect speedrunners maybe, but like speedrunners are probably going to crash.
I hate to bring this up, but Matt, you hit the box a lot.
Yeah.
And like, you hit the box so early and you hit it so often in the beginning of the game. So like, I need to get my Wonder Weapon and I need to get my best weapon. But now, since the rarity increases the odds, in the beginning, you're going to get an uncommon. You're going to be like, if I get another uncommon weapon, it's going to basically be the same.
Hey, I have gotten better about that, though.
I know.
I got a wall weapon. Well, I mean, the RK5. And,
Hey, you don't have that. We're working on that. That's what we're doing after this. We're getting back the RK5.
It's only been 5 years.
I had to help them.
It's only been 5 years.
I had to help you guys on your PS4.
We needed 4 people for the Shadows Easter egg. Okay,
let's
that
go
is
now.
Jason Bledell's fault.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going because we are already at like.
I might be listening to this in the car, and they just fucking crashed.
Okay, let's. You want to start going through on the next thing?
No, I wasn't really done with this. It's like,
but what were we talking about before we went off about Matt?
That was my favorite. I didn't even think about that. The fact of you're not going to be hitting the box so much in the early round because once you get an uncommon weapon, you're just basically going to be wasting points because there's a chance you can get an epic or legendary, but you're not guaranteed a good weapon.
That's one thing I hate about certain things in zombies is like that's one of the reasons why I like maps kind of like Shadows or Go Rod is there's less okay, I got to save a zombie at the end of this round and go do all my other stuff. Those maps kind of progress you and force you to do round changes. What used to suck, like in Revelations, if you don't want to use Immolation, if you want to go for a high round, you got to get the Ragnaroks out of the box, the Thunder Gun, the Apothecon. If you want to like have another backup, you'd have to get little Arnie's. That's a lot of box RNG.
If you don't want to use Perka, you got to get Mule Kick, or else you're going to be running 2 Wonder Weapons.
Exactly, and then what you'd have to do is you want to get those as soon as possible. So every round, until you got everything, save the last zombie, spin the box. I mean, obviously that's kind of fixed with Gobblegums, but like, I don't feel the same playing zombies with Gobblegums. So like with this, it's less time saving a zombie because you can be like, okay, I'm gonna wait till this round. I'm gonna get a better chance at getting the Wonder Weapon or whatever weapon I want. Then I'll spin the box.
Also, just even on Revelations, you got Immolation. You were still hitting the box for a shit ton of times because you got to get 5 things out of the box. You had to get a good weapon, the Thunder Gun, the Apothecon, the Ragnaroks, and little Arnie's.
Well, you could buy Wonder Weapon. I'm not buy Wonder Weapon. Buy a wall weapon.
Yeah, but if you want like a good
to progress with the game,
Kuda is good
up until like round 15.
But after that, you want the RPK, you want the Dingo, you want something that has just base high damage.
And then if you aren't using Gobblegums, I mean, you can't get double tap to extend those because the perks you need Mule Kick and Widows.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the rarity system.
Mm-hmm. I think it could be good if it's implemented well, which I mean, obviously is anything, but like, I think it's a really cool idea.